Elliot Paul Busuttil captured on CCTV exiting Mario Farrugia's car soon after murder. Maltese prisoner goes on hunger strike over work dispute, and Mario Kotayar steps down as civil service head after 9 years. All this and more on Lovin Daily. Good evening, Malta and Gozo, and welcome to another episode of Lovin Daily. My name is Yannick Parch, with me is Gianluca Barbara, and we have a full episode for you today. Starting with our first story about one of Malta's less sophisticated alleged criminals, Elliot Paul Busuttil. Busuttil has been charged with the murder of Mario Farrugia some weeks ago. Farrugia's body was discovered with 45 stab wounds in a car in Orme Valley. The court today heard investigators say that Busuttil was captured on CCTV camera exiting Farrugia's car and wiping himself down at around the time of the murder. He was seen wearing a COVID mask just below his face before speeding off in a car. The police have also told the court that Busuttil appeared nervous and defensive from the start. And that it appears that he knew the victim well, and it is possible that an argument broke out over a financial dispute. We're obviously going to be following this case as it proceeds and bring you details as we learn them. But quite a shocking case.
Indeed, yeah. In fact, some of Farrugia's blood was discovered in Busuttil's house. The car's spare key was also discovered over there. Yet, currently Busuttil is pleading not guilty to the charges. It remains to be seen what the next developments are. And moving on to our next story, an inmate at Malta's prison, Cordiano Correctional Facility, has been on a hunger strike since Sunday over a work dispute. 44-year-old John Lawrence Formosa has been attempting to get into some work at prison. Apparently he has been barred from doing so. John Lawrence's mom reached out. She was very concerned. I mean, this is quite a very serious protest, but a spokesperson from the Correctional Services Agency confirmed that he is on a hunger strike, but insisted that Formosa refused to work after not complying with the treatment for a court-mandated care program. He's currently serving his sentence following charges of theft, but has been linked with drug addiction and has faced charges in the past. There are many question marks over here in the sense that, I mean, it might be beneficial for him to engage in work as part of his rehabilitation, but at the same time, it's sort of like with pro quo, you have to abide by the treatment as well.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of things come to mind. For starters, the fact that if he's in there for drug addiction, then possibly, people shouldn't be in prison simply because of drug addiction. But as you said, it's good for inmates to be able to work, maybe even study, so that they can build a life after they leave. In this case, we have a denial from the Correctional Services Facility, so one would need to see exactly what the exact circumstances of this case are, but one hopes that some compromise can be reached in order for his time in prison to be as constructive as possible. We've been talking a lot about the prison and the situation in there, and I think we'd all like to see it move to becoming more of a correctional facility rather than just one for retribution. On to our next story. Principal Permanent Secretary Mario Kotayar has retired from the post after a 9-year career at the head of the Malta Civil Service. Kotayar was appointed shortly after Labour's actual victory in 2013, made the announcement today during a press conference. He said that he had informed Prime Minister Robert Abela about his decision back in September, but the Prime Minister asked him to see out the legislature and the start of the new one. He told an audience of civil servants what a pleasure it was for him to serve in the role. I learned a lot during this journey. I never had any ambitions of reaching this position, but I will leave it with great privilege, he told the audience. Well, this means that another figure from the Muscat administration has now stepped down as the Robert Abela era well and truly sets in. In fact, former Prime Minister Muscat even paid tribute to Kotayar himself in a Facebook post, where he basically said that Kotayar was essential in the government implementing its manifesto, as well as the modernization of the civil service. Guess we'll have to wait and see who's going to replace him now.
Yeah, it's going to be quite sad to see him leave, I suppose. I mean, a few days ago he said in an interview that it was his wish to cut down on waste in the public sector and to mitigate the impact of energy subsidies on public finances. Two noble initiatives, but as he said, I mean, now it remains to be seen what happens next. On to our next story, we have a new app which has been designed to save food. Supermarkets, grocery stores and food producers now encouraged to donate food that they don't need, food that could be used to help others, particularly NGOs, feed people who need the food. The app is called Save the Food, is developed by researcher Alexei Dingley, which in his own words similarly works like Bolt, where companies donate food that is either going to expire or not being used in general, that could be picked up for free by the NGOs and used to help people in need. This is quite an awesome initiative, I mean, because it's sustainable in itself and it's going to, I think, better the lives of many people.
Yeah, I think it's an excellent initiative. I think that, especially in these cases, probably a lot of food often goes to waste simply because there isn't a system or an efficient framework for actually getting it somewhere where it can be used. So it looks like a win-win situation. We'll have less food waste and people who actually need it will be able to benefit from it. So kudos to the researchers, a great initiative. On to our final story, a touching story in which a young boy battling a kidney condition got the call of a lifetime when two of his favourite artists, they dropped him a line to wish him well. Henry's smile lit up the room when Martin Garrix and Sean Farrugia gave him a call at the end of a long day in hospital. The call was captured on video by Henry's mother Loredana and starts with Henry singing Starlight, a song produced by the two artists. Loredana later uploaded a post thanking the two artists and telling them how happy the call had made her son. Speaking to Lovin Malta, Farrugia said that he was proud to have been able to put a smile on a young boy's face. We often maybe underestimate how much it means, especially to young children when their idols reach out to them and they have contact with them. So great story, great initiative.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, such an initiative would probably really spur him and motivate him on his hope. On his hopeful recovery, and on that note, on behalf of Lovin Malta, we really wish him a speedy recovery, and definitely kudos to the initiative from the artists.
Yeah, so that's it from us for today. Thank you very much for following, and have an evening full of love.